Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you back to some more Let's Play Zelda 2! Link gets attacked within the first 10 seconds of the video. Delightful. Oh, and he gets hit. Nice. Oh, well that's as good a way as any to start off a video, right? I mean, it's good to get that out of the way. Then I won't have to cringe about it later on when it happens from a much more powerful enemy, more than likely, so... Anyhow, back on with the story. Last time we went through the third palace, destroyed it! Quite literally, it turned into mountains afterwards. Now we're moving on to the Eastern continent, and that is something that not a lot of video games do. You always go westward. That's just the way it is. That's like the American pioneer heart and soul. But no, not Link. Oh no, this Hyrulean, he goes from west to east. I could have told you guys just to meet me at the docks, I suppose, because you already know generally where we're going, but come on, we get some more downward thrusting, right? And if there's one thing this LP needs, it's more downward thrusting. It certainly doesn't need to go to the graveyard, because this place sucks. And, ooh, wow, I killed that red guy, probably the quickest I've killed any of them. Got lucky there. But yeah, that's what the graveyard has, so stay out of it. Literally at any point in the game, that is not a fun place to go to. But we won't even have to worry about going through it ever again, because, well, there are other graveyards, I suppose. But we're never going back to the western continents. Now, I got me all screwed up, Link, with your crazy way of traveling. But we never have to worry about that. And those eyeballs we were just facing in the graveyard become a regular enemy at this point. This is going to be a pretty relaxing episode. I say that with having only a bar and a half of health left, but anyhow, a little bit of just like the little things you can get out of the way before we jump into the fourth palace. So here we are in the first town on the eastern continent, the town of Noburu, and this is gonna be a pretty straightforward town. There's nothing really here. There's our good old-fashioned magic lady, and we already need it, so let's get that going for us. Boom, full everything. And right over here, we're gonna run to this lady who comes out of this door, and she's gonna say, get this is great, guys, I am thirsty. Well, if you'd walk your ass 10 yards to the left, there's a spring of water right here. I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed it. But you know what, I'm such a nice guy, even though I'm trying to save the world, I'm gonna go out of my way to bring it to you. You know, that's brilliant. Just brilliant there, Link. Great guy, way too nice, actually. Seriously, could he be bothered to do that? He's trying to save the world here, folks. Jeez. Anyhow, now you gotta travel through your long-ass house. It's so deceiving on the outside. But down here in your S&M cellar, we have Old Man Red Cloak. And he says this magic will make your sword shoot fire. Now the question is it the magic that's gonna make it shoot fire, or is it all of the prostitutes that I've been with on this journey so far? I mean, one of the two is certainly gonna do it, but which one, we'll never really know. But you know, wait, that really actually stands up to some scrutiny, because this is a direct sequel to Zelda 1, and in Zelda 1, Link's a little, tiny sprite. You don't really get an idea of how old he is. Here, he's definitely older. I mean, and he saved the world previously. Well, kinda saved the world. He beat Ganon, he more or less saved the world. So it would make sense that these girls will be flaunting all over him. It really does. And whenever he comes by, because he's saving the world again, well, he's he's only saving Zelda in this one, but he's out on a heroic quest, and I'm sure people are aware of that. So, I don't know. Honestly, from an adult, mature perspective, it kinda makes sense. I mean, Link's a player like that. He really is. So there are multiple fights here. Now, despite how badly I'm getting my ass kicked in this fight, this is actually my favorite place to grind in the game. You fight 3 of these. These are Tektites, by the way. A little bit different looking, at least. 3 of them, they give you 50 experience apiece. For every 6 of them you kill, since they're considered large enemies, you'll get either a red potion or a pea bag worth 200 experience. Really great, because we got the fire spell now, and while it's inconvenient to have to put it on every time you get into a fight with them, the experience is really worth it, because if you get a pea bag in a fight, you're looking at 300 experience a fight. It's my personal favorite, although we're going to go through a couple of others here. Once you get up to attack level 6, by the way, it only takes 2 shots to kill the Tektites, so then it would be a lot more worthwhile to grind off of them. But there's a lot of different opinions on where the best grinding spot is in this game, although I think most people would agree that it's somewhere on the eastern continent rather than on the western one, just because, of experience. It makes sense. So over here we're going to go grab our first pea bag, and we're going to be collecting a couple more of them. We got one in the beginning, obviously. So moving right along, getting out of here. These guys, they can really be a pain, though, if you don't kill them. But unless I'm grinding, you're never going to see me use the fire spell. I can assure you of that. But what else is going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? It is Thursday, May 30th. I feel like I'm just going to log that in right now so people are aware. Oh, here's the desert battle. A lot of people like this, although they're lesser enemies. You got the levers. A lot of good downward thrusting action there, though. And something else worth mentioning is that whenever I get into a fight for grinding purposes, I always go for the blob enemies. I don't go for the bigger guys with the 4 limbs, because those fights can be a little bit too much, to be honest with you. But if you go out of your way far enough, you'll come to this point where we can throw on the jump spell and then jump! Yeah! We got the jumping skills. I felt like it should make a reference towards something, but I've already used White Man Can't Jump, so I'm out of it. Anyhow, grab that pea bag and move right along. And as we take this journey back, oh, run into another blob enemy, I guess. So let's see, last night the Hawks, the Blackhawks, won in their series against the Detroit Red Wings. That was awesome to see. I mean, I jumped on this bandwagon pretty late, but it was still pretty awesome. I mean, they came back to win 3 games in a row, and now that's just exciting. But I knew they would. Come on, it's the Blackhawks. We're still an amazing team. Always have been since 2010 at least. And that's all I can tell you about the Blackhawks. So expect nothing more out of me. Let's see what else is going on. Still, kind of, I've got like a good job offer coming my way, which is awesome. This is the first time I've really had to look for a job since I graduated from college, so it's been very strange getting back into the job market, and the way that interviews works. It's funny because when I put out my first batch of applications, I actually applied at a Toys R Us, and I don't know why. I just think that working at a Toys R Us, as long as you get paid decently, and it was a managerial position I was applying for, obviously, I think that could be kind of fun. You know, I imagine you'll deal with a lot of whiny parents that, you know, want to have these kids that are just being complete assholes and such, but I don't know. The thing about it is, my point, that I finally got a call back from an interview from him, and this is like 3 weeks after I put my application in. Now, there are jobs I've applied for that are salary jobs, you know, they're paying like, you know, upwards of $40,000 plus a year, and those people, they get back to you right away. But it's places like Toys R Us, like these really simple jobs, you know, that high schoolers can have, where you have to take like these applications where you have to fill out like 100 questions, and they're so ridiculous, and you have to do like simple math problems for them and things. I just can't figure it out, like why it's so easy to apply for a job that's like a career salary paying job, but it takes forever to apply for Toys R Us, you know, probably a number of other places too. I just don't get it. It's just so backwards the way that works. But anyhow, here we have a new enemy. I don't know his name. He's a real ass. The way that you would fight Iron Knuckles, where you jump up and hit him in the face, does not work on him whatsoever. You just have to go all out and just attack him like one-on-one. He's got his sword and shield, and so do you, and that's how it goes. And me, I don't have the patience to deal with this guy. But finally we got him dead, and I wanted to do that, otherwise he gets really annoying, because we've got to come over here and pick up this baby! And of course, as is tradition, we stab the baby multiple times. Yay! And then hold it up. Stabby baby for the win! Oh, I love that. There's nothing better than, you know, Link picking up babies and raising them in the air, and then where does he put the baby afterwards is maybe the best question. Probably has a pouch dedicated to babies. Just has like a real sinister voice. Now I'm gonna put you in my baby pouch with all the other babies. That's weird. That Link's weird, so maybe it works out. So we got this baby from the cave. That baby really made it a long ways from home. So that's where we're heading. We're probably end off the episode right there too. But I just figured to give you guys a good look at this this continent, show you what it's all about. Up over here, we've got some. Oh, jeez. Well, I didn't want to have to deal with you. Oh, you're in this hard fight. Jeez. The harder versions of these fights are really not fun. By harder versions, I mean the 4-limb guys. Really not fun. But over here we have a couple, I don't know, trap areas, I guess they're commonly known, where you've got to just go through these areas. They're like the bridges, you know? So we got to deal with some Octorocks here. This is actually a really simple fight, and it's really making me want to get up to attack level 6, because then we can kill these guys in one shot. We can actually kill a lot of things, it seems like, at one shot. Like I mentioned before, level 5 for magic is kind of a sweet spot for magic. I think level 6 with attack is a pretty sweet spot. You seem to be able to kill a lot with one strike, and you can't go wrong with killing things in one strike. Oh no. Speaking of killing things in one strike, actually that has nothing to do with it, but why not segue if I can. I was watching the Speed Demos Archives, SDA, their channel, and this guy just put out a video of him earlier this year beating this game in 1 hour and 12 minutes, with no candle, mind you. My god, I couldn't believe it. It's really an amazing video. If you go like Zelda 2 speedrun, it'll probably be one of the first things to pop up if you're interested in seeing it. But geez, my playlist is already like over an hour and 12 minutes for this game, so it gives you an idea of how quickly you can beat it. He doesn't beat it flawlessly, mind you. He does die a couple of times, but oh well, that's how it goes. Oh, and back there I didn't get full life because I missed hitting select before my magic got full and whatever. So right here we got a little something special. You can jump up on this house, to that house, and to that house, and then Link pulls a Santa and goes down this chimney. And that takes us to our second attack technique, which, while not nearly as good as the downward thrust, it's something for variety, I suppose. You meet Old Man Soldier down here. When you jump, press up to stab. So we learn the upward thrust. That makes sense to me. We're not going to use it nearly as much. There are some times where it's useful, but very few. But, I mean, you're jumping anyway, all you gotta do is hold up. It's not like using the fire spell where you have to go to a menu to use it, so really, it's not that bad. Just something you can grab along the way. And if we keep going to the left here, we should be able to run into the lady that we need to give her baby to. But it's not that lady. No, you would think that it would be a younger lady, wouldn't you? But no, it's actually old grandma over here who's like, "You are a hero for saving my child. Come." Yep. Making the best of what little text space they've got there. Oh, so we gotta drag through these long houses really wear on you after a while. They're so annoying. Jeez. Anyhow. Old man, red robe over here. This magic will strengthen a shield. So it's not like an increased shield spell. Well, it kind of is. It's the reflex spell, and I talked about that before. A spell that we hardly ever use, but you absolutely need it to beat the boss of the 4th palace. So just keep that in mind. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't get it anyway. It's right there. You know, I guess you'd be able to go get the child, but whatever, not a big deal. Not by this game's standards, at least. So that's gonna do it for me this time. Next time we're gonna go through the 4th palace, or at least start going through the 4th palace. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. This has been the Johnny Cage. Subscribe, like, comment if you have not. I'll talk to you all later on.